Hey guys, it's Jared, and welcome to the Soda Society podcast, where we talk about a new movie every week and drink some carbonated beverages. Check our episode description to get the new movie and soda for next week, as well as all of our social links. And as always, spoilers are ahead. All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the Soda Society podcast. I am Jared Lindsay, and I'm with John Kim, Aron Miller, and our special guest, Thomas Miller. All right, nice. So, so Tommy is our very first guest on the podcast. Tommy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Aron's brother. This is, it's an honor to be on this podcast.
We're also best friends.
That's debatable.
Wow.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to know about me?
Where do you go to school? Actually, don't say that. It's personal information.
Oh, okay. Well, what were your top three favorite movies right now?
It's just Lady Bird 3 times.
Fantastic.
Honestly, I'll take that.
Yeah. Can you sort of explain what Soda Society is to people, first-time listeners?
Definitely.
This is going to be the one that gets them.
No,
The
definitely.
Thomas Miller one.
No, you're right.
We're
You're
themed.
right.
It's Thomas Miller.
Exactly. It's going to be great. This is kind of like our Halloween-themed podcast for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in the Soda Society, what we do is every Sunday we choose a movie to watch. And come that next Sunday, we talk about that movie and we drink a different soda. This week's movie is John Carpenter's Halloween. Mm-hmm. And this week's soda is Jarritos Fruit Punch. We have 1.5 liters of it in front of us here. We're going to be taking turns drinking it as we're talking about the movie.
Who chose this movie?
Okay, so I chose the movie.
Yeah.
And I chose the soda.
Uh-huh.
And basically, I'll be leading the discussion with questions and things like that to kind of guide us along. Sound good?
Do you want to open the soda?
Heck yeah.
All
All right, here we go. Oh, that was nice.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful. All right.
It's Jarritos Red, Jared, Lindsay, curated discussion.
I will take that first swig. If
Take
you
that
don't
first
mind.
swig.
Right.
So we only use cups if someone's sick.
Okay.
This has to feel like a frat or something, right?
I hate this.
This
this.
is like last time. Is it different because it's like fruit soda?
28 grams
no,
of sugar.
it's no different.
What?
28 grams.
Okay.
Jesus.
In the whole thing?
In the
or
whole
per
thing.
serving?
No, in the whole thing.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
No, it's per serving. The
So-
nutrition label always goes by per serving.
But is a serving in one whole bottle?
No.
No. How many? Well, it says how many servings per bottle, right?
Yeah.
It should.
Yeah.
Let me check. It's 6.
Okay. So, really quick.
28
That's a
per
lot of
serving.
Now that that's open, I will say that I have a segment plan, and it's called the surprise soft drink. John, put that edit in. Okay. So.
That's a good reminder.
This is how it works, all right? I have a surprise soft drink right next to me in the bag. It's going to first go to Thomas Miller. You can either say, I want this surprise soft drink, or you can pass it on to anyone else.
Wait.
If it gets passed down twice, we're going by white elephant rules.
They have to keep it.
Then, yeah, the next person keeps it.
Oh, boy.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
So you say surprise soft drink,
Uh-huh.
and then you say a person like me, and I would have the option to pass it on?
Yeah, well, it starts off with the guest.
Okay.
Yeah, it always starts with the guest. So it's an alternative to this. And then
Okay.
basically you can ask me one of two questions. All right? One of two questions. One question is... Actually, you have one of three questions. You can either ask for a 5-word hint. The question of, would you, John, drink this surprise drink? Or one nutritional fact about it. And you can just choose which nutritional fact. But then I would also have to look up the nutritional fact.
Okay.
So go through your go through your thinking process right now as I look for the nutritional facts.
Okay, so basically, at any point in this podcast, you're gonna say surprise soft drink. I can ask for clues on what the surprise soft drink is.
Oh, okay. Let me clarify. We're doing this segment right now.
Oh, this is literally
Yeah, and then
happening.
you
Yes,
don't
this
drink
is
the
happening.
soda. You drink the surprise soft drink
Oh, okay.
for the rest, and you have to finish it. Like, so the
Oh,
society
okay.
is all about finishing the
Finishing
soda.
Okay. Okay, and I can
Yeah.
ask just one question? How many questions can I ask?
You can ask one question per person who gets it, basically.
Okay.
And you can also pass it to me, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Too. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
good.
So,
So it's either a hint, would you, John, drink it, and one nutritional fact.
so yeah. Okay. 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 Do ingredients count as nutritional facts?
No.
Okay.
That'd be too
Get
easy.
off your phone, Aaron. Engage.
Called out
I'm
Be
engaged.
present.
I am present.
We're gonna call you out
every time.
every time.
Okay. I'm gonna go for. Would you drink this drink, John?
100% yes.
It's
So,
kombucha.
so are you gonna keep it or pass it?
I'm gonna keep it.
You're gonna keep
Wow,
it. All right.
Yeah,
All
buddy.
right.
First
Can I
guess. I love
All
it.
right. From inside the bag, we have
Oh my god.
Wow.
You gotta,
the surprise soft
You
drink
gotta shake that up.
is you for Thomas Miller.
It's a chocolate. Yeah, chocolate.
How do you feel about this?
Um.
All right.
Perfect. All right, now that all of us have our specific drinks, remember, the goal is to finish the Jarritos and to finish the Yoo-Hoo before we finish talking about the movie. Before we announce next week's soda and next week's movie.
Yeah.
So,
The pod keeps going until
we finish.
both drinks are done.
Yeah, exactly. But with that being said, we're going to jump into some of the questions. And I'm going to start off really, really simple.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Halloween movies?
Halloween movies as in the franchise, or Halloween movies as in spooky movies?
As in
about
spooky
Halloween?
movies about Halloween. So I'm going to talk about maybe just even more broad, horror as a genre. Do you like it? If so, what about it do you like? Take that drink.
I don't have a whole lot of experience with horror. There's certain movies I've seen. I've seen Alien. I've seen.
Thanks,
I
Siri.
don't know why.
Series and Alien.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
Oh
Confirmed,
no.
confirmed.
I don't know. I can't really think of a whole lot.
I've seen Alien.
But I don't know, like classic horror movies. Like I wouldn't go out and watch Halloween on my own. I wouldn't go out and watch Friday the 13th on my own. Like this doesn't really interest me too much.
Okay. What was the last horror movie you've seen?
Halloween.
Like Killing of Halloween.
No. Before Halloween, obviously.
Killing of a Sacred Deer, probably. That counts as horror.
It's kind of
That's
psychological.
like a thriller.
Thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, it's blurred.
It's blurred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I guess that's
It's a little horror. Yeah. Sure, I'll count it.
I'm into the thriller aspect of horror,
Okay.
and like if something's really creepy, I can get into it. If it's just like a monster type thing, I don't know. It's less. I don't know. It's just something that's just never really caught my attention, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. What about you guys?
So, Thomas, open this Yoo-Hoo.
You gotta drink it, buddy.
I'll help you out.
Not as satisfying.
You still heard it though. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, drink it first.
Okay, 1 second.
That's the stipulation of this podcast, right?
Yeah.
It's drink and then talk, right?
Basically.
You can finish your thought with a drink.
It's chocolate milk.
It tastes like chocolate milk, but like watery chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Yoo-Hoo.
Do you know how much it
You
costs?
literally just...
How much?
You-
It's literally
jumped.
$1.
It can't be good.
And it has 45 grams of sugar in it.
Yeah.
Are you
The
serious?
serving size is the whole bottle.
Okay.
And it's 230 calories.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's different from the nutritional facts.
Just this one bottle is twice as much as one serving is the Jarritos.
And there are
in
6
every
servings.
aspect.
There are 6 servings.
You know, when I said I would drink it, I actually would, but knowing that,
Yeah, I
I still would have.
I would have hard passed.
I was like
honestly.
really into I'm really into Atlanta, the TV series, and
Yeah.
there's a whole entire thing with like the Chance the Rapper character that's like yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, next on the ground like
Right,
yoo-hoo,
right.
yoo-hoo. It's so good.
Okay, so
The horror movies.
Horror movies, yeah. I'm not a big fan of horror movies in general.
Mhm.
Just because like I think a lot of horror movies just really bad. Like that, my association with the genre is just like cheap horror movies that aren't very good.
So you watch them on Netflix, is what you're saying?
I don't. I stay away from them. But like the one when I end up watching them on Netflix, I'm like, oh, this is not good, and then I get a bad image of the whole genre. You
Right.
know?
What's the last one you've seen?
Hereditary.
Did you like it?
I like Hereditary. I like good horror movies sometimes. Depends on the movie, but like Hereditary was good.
Hereditary was good.
Yeah, that's my image. Like, I mean, yeah, like if it's done very well, I like it. But I think that's just any genre. If you get a good movie in any genre, it's gonna be a good movie. But overall horror, I think I just have a bad image of it. I'm just like not really into it.
Gotcha. All right. What about you, John?
I just took a sip. Oh my god,
That's good, huh?
tastes like melted like
Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher.
Basically.
Yes, Jolly Rancher, 100%.
Aaron's just drinking it.
Aaron loves
Because
it.
he
Aaron
wants
loves
to.
it. Okay, so horror. It's really interesting. Like I was like, for me, I'm just so scared in my daily life. So but what I will say is like I really enjoy like I think something what horror movies get done really well is like high intensity stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't like jump scares, but I like high intensity, like like the psychological like aspect of it, where it's like, oh no, you're running away from this, and like whoa, whoa, and it's like really really fast paced and like, or it feels fast paced and your blood's rushing through you. That being said, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, but the ones I do watch, like I sort of seek out like, if I'm gonna watch a movie, I usually do a lot of like research beforehand of okay, like how is this movie, like what do people say about it. And I'm like, does this also have jump scares? So that's how like I see it. So, most recently before I watched Halloween, I even asked you if there are jump scares in Halloween. Because
You did.
Terrified.
And there are a few.
A little
couple.
bit. The same way there are jump scares in the last movie I watched was Suspiria, the original Suspiria. I saw it in the theaters, and that was really great. Like this, like there's something about like these older horror movies where it's like maybe like. They don't like their whole entire thing is like we're not trying to impact the jump scare. We're just trying to get like this mood across, like a tone, and like I'm into that. I'm into like the tone kind of stuff of like whoa, like. And one of my favorite movies is like sort of a horror movie called Possession by Zulawski or something like that. It's like a European horror movie.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
And it's like it's super super theatrical and has Sam Neill in it, like the guy from Jurassic Park. Sam Neill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's this like crazy like 8-minute scene of like this woman going through like she's just in this sewer just yelling and things are happening to her, nether regions and stuff. It's crazy. It's horrifying. It's beautiful. It's like the camera's spinning and you're like, this is true horror. Like I'm so fucking scared of all this. It's so great. And then, I like, and horror can be sometimes good too. Like you think about like Mulholland Drive, that one scene with the diner and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Little elements of that.
Definitely. Okay, so, well, I guess I'll drink too.
Hell yeah.
So, I definitely think that as far as like the four of us are concerned, I'm definitely the guy who likes horror movies the most. Like I have a really long-standing relationship with the genre because I'm just so fascinated by it. I think one of the very first horror movies I ever saw was Alien as like a kid. And I was like, this is awesome. I really like this. And it led me to...
And then you discovered Five Nights at Freddy's.
And then I discovered Five Nights at Freddy's and I realized true horror didn't exist until 2012 when that first game came out. No. But like, that first movie... prompted me to watch other ones like Scream and then the original like Friday the 13th and the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which eventually led me to the original Halloween. And there's just something so good about the first ones of the genre. The real trailblazers, like those big three. And then I always think back to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, right? When you were talking about beautiful scenes, you mentioned it a day when John and I was hanging out a couple days ago. That scene at the very end where he's just flinging the chainsaw in the sunset. There's a scene. Have you seen it?
No, I've seen that clip.
Yeah, you've seen that clip. Yeah, it's so famous.
Yeah,
because it's just so
pretty.
and I've always been fascinated since I was small. So
hey Jared, if you can we like have a mask ranking? Like we have to rank all the spooky masks out there. You have the Jason mask. You have the Michael Myers mask.
And then you have the Freddy Krueger mask.
And then
the Scream mask. Yeah.
What's our favorite mask?
Real quick, does this require a drink?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. The drink is only for intellectual stimulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just clarifying.
Like this is all intellectual.
I'm just clarifying the rules.
Yeah,
I just didn't.
for sure.
Yeah.
These aren't rules. These are sort of like bylaws. Well, actually, those are what rules are.
Basically, no.
It's an oath.
It's a very fluid system. You don't have to. There isn't a very strict structure.
Like the soda itself.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
You just feel it.
I hate
it's
you.
Fluid. Yeah.
You're right. It's just a fluid.
Yeah.
Drink when you feel comfortable. No, the only main rule is that you have to finish it.
Yeah. So okay, let's everyone just give your just like rank the mask from best mask to worst mask. I think best mask is definitely going to be. I really like the Scream mask. That's a really funny mask to me.
Yeah.
Because it's got big eye holes. After that, man, God, Freddy Krueger scares me, so he's at the bottom of the list. He's in the shit pit. God.
That's just actually his face.
I know.
It's like not even a mask.
You called it a mask.
Yeah.
So he's on the mask list.
Yeah.
And then
it's his face.
And yeah, I like Jason's mask a lot. I think that's sort of funny too.
Yeah, the hockey mask.
And then we'll put Michael Myers like right above Freddy.
Okay.
Okay. Well, my ranking is gonna be okay. At the bottom, I'm also gonna put Freddy Krueger. Not a very good mask.
It's his face. It's literally his face.
You did this.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna put this.
Roll it back.
I'm gonna put the Scream mask right above that. So put it at the bottom because because it's not scary to me. Like I think it just as
it's
a
kid.
Great
mask.
As a kid, like
a good mask,
I only seen it associated with the movie Scary Movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, it's not scary. To
You
me
basically
anymore.
started off wrong. Why would you watch Scary Movie
didn't
without
watch
knowing
Scary
any
Movie.
scary movies?
Scary
watch
Movie was
Scary
just
Movie.
like a cultural phenomenon.
It was
yeah,
though. It
yeah.
was.
I didn't watch it. I just
You just
like,
knew of it.
knew about
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll put the hockey mask, Jason.
Jason's.
Wow. Solid too.
And then I'll put Michael Myers at the very top. But I'm actually gonna make one more mask.
Wow.
And it's the mask from the mask.
Oh, that's God tier mask.
Honestly, you got me there. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He's right.
That was great.
All right.
Aaron, really quick, what's your mask ranking?
Okay, bottom, Freddy Krueger.
Yes.
Right above that is, number one is going to be Michael Myers, just because it's just a plain old mask. And I really
It's
like
literally
that.
just a face. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jason would be next under that.
Wow.
Because it's just a hockey mask. I like the idea of just household items sort of thing.
Yeah, because everybody just has a hockey
But
mask.
then they put his face, and he's still wearing a hockey
You're
mask.
right.
So
That's
I'm
true.
just gonna
That's
say
Uber
no.
Jason. I clarify.
It's a different character.
It's Uber Jason?
Yeah.
Wait, like
It's
Uber?
literally
Okay,
like
we're gonna
Jason.
discuss this
Jason.
later.
Like the Uber mensch? Like,
like the
later.
Uber mask, yeah.
Maybe Jason second, and then Scream third. Just because I like Scream, but I don't know. A scary movie. You sort of ruined it.
I'm not really going by scariness. I'm going by like, ooh, I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like,
Just
I'm gonna go
preferences.
top down because I want to end it with the good stuff. So right. So actually, at the top, I'm also gonna put the Scream mask because the thing with Scream is like it takes something scary, makes it funny, but it's still scary. Because
It's your favorite movie, right?
yeah,
It's your favorite
it's my favorite horror movie because it just is it's commenting on the horror genre as a whole by using this stupid mask, but still acting as like something terrifying, and I really like that. Right under that, I'd put Michael Myers because that mask it's just so good. Yeah. Like his whole costume is amazing. And then under that, I'm probably gonna put Jason, Freddy Krueger under him, and then the Uber Jason from Friday the 13th. No. I'm sorry.
Friday the
Jason
10th.
Jason X.
Jason X.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's gonna be another.
Last
movie.
night we literally watched the scene. There's a scene in Jason X where Jason escapes a blowing up ship and is flying right towards the survivors in space.
So good.
But gets taken out by an astronaut into the atmosphere.
And they get incinerated and melted together, and it's very romantic.
It is. It literally looks like the man is riding Jason down.
You know, they're
like
all on the spaceship Grendel.
It's that movie is pure Americana.
And then Flip and Kinsa, they were making love in the pontoon.
They were. These are literally words from the wiki as we were reading them last night, because there are 10. We'll get to serialization a little bit later in the podcast because I have questions about that. But
sure.
let's bring it on back. I'm gonna ask another question, specifically about Halloween now. Mm-hmm. Do you find Michael Myers to be scary? And if so, why? If not, why? And then let's start talking about like methods as how the movie makes it seem scary. It's kind of like a two-parter, like your personal beliefs on him before going to like what does the movie do to kind of make him scary. You know what I mean? All right, who wants to take it away?
Okay,
go for it. Jesus Christ. Just put the mic straight to your Adam's apple.
I think Michael Myers is scary because... Stop!
Just disable the feature.
I don't know how to do that.
Literally, it means Siri is both a robot and a killer. It's ready to speak for it.
So Michael Myers, I think, is scary because to me, he just comes off as... He's a psychopath, of course. Mm-hmm. But he's just stalking people. Mm-hmm. And then he's just planning out, I'm going to kill this person this way. And, from Jamie Lee Curtis's, perspective, it's just... I would be terrified if I just saw this guy staring at me in a Halloween mask across the street from my high school window. And I keep seeing him everywhere.
Yeah.
I would...
To be fair, she plays it off very well. She just is like the scene where she's looking out the window and she's like, should I tell somebody about this? And then she doesn't.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
But
one of her friends is literally...
Call the cops.
No, her friend's dad is literally the chief.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I found him I liked it because it felt really grounded. Mm-hmm. It was this is something that could really happen. Someone could very easily stalk me and then just kill me and all my friends in one night and just set up these terrifying messages for me to find with their dead bodies and then and then kill me in the end. So yeah, I thought he was really scary.
Nice.
I think the movie it definitely feels old. So I think it does the best job it can with sort of what it had. And there's not a whole lot that it needs to do anyway. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it could have been shot better.
No, I definitely get what you mean in terms of how simple the sequences are.
Just reaches for the sun.
You sort of understand how each shot is set up almost you're isn't that crazy? You're okay, camera was on the tripod right here.
Yeah.
And then Michael Myers just put your shoulder in the shot. I think coming from a Sam, just because we've made movies all together, saying oh yeah, you could just do that. I thought that was interesting, and maybe that was a little barrier for the movie to sort of develop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree with Aaron's point of the idea of he can be anywhere, and in a normal suburban house that we are in right now, of geez, he could just
be standing in your pantry.
Yeah, which is crazy. I thought that was it. It sort of made normal things sort of scary, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. Drink. Okay,
real quick. I remember as a kid, my biggest fear was, there's somebody else in this house.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna open this door and they're gonna be there.
That's literally Michael Myers.
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
nutshell. Yeah.
So it hit home for me.
Nice.
Oh, one second. I gotta take this drink.
Can this be a different sound effect? Because he's drinking just like a yoo-hoo.
Yeah. Can I put like a cow udder like?
That's not an udder. What? Why did you make a galloping sound?
Yeah. Squeezing the udders. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
By the way, like, I sort of pitched like the surprise soft drink to Aron and Jared before, but this is probably one of the better ones. Another idea I had was like a whole entire like pint of milk. Another one was you have to finish an entire chocolate cake.
Yeah, the chocolate cake was a little like it's not even a drink. You're literally just sitting there at the table eating this cake while the three of us are drinking just like Coke.
Yeah. And then I think for future segments, you know, I do want to do like surprise soft drink. It's like you have to double up on a drink or something.
Oh, jeez.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. We'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
It's always going to be the guest.
Yeah.
So,
and I see Thomas Miller becoming a recurring guest.
I can see that. We'll see.
he's a
We'll
great
see
guy.
what people think of him.
Yeah, we'll see how he thinks about this at the very end. This podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Michael Myers is scary. Well, I was gonna say like kind of the same thing as like Aron. Like he is very like much more realistic of like a villain than like Jason or like Freddy. Just because like I mean those like not to say they're like unrealistic, but they're unrealistic, right? Like it's like a chainsaw massacre. That's not gonna happen. But like it could happen, but it's not gonna happen. Right?
Good knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
And then, but like Michael Myers, he just walks into your house, he picks up your knife, and he just kills you. You know.
Yes, he does.
And like I think it's also scary because like, I mean like maybe in the sequels like they try to retcon this in, but like
Oh, they definitely do.
But like he just like in the first movie he's just like. Jamie Lee Curtis is just unrelated. Like he's just a random girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna kill this girl.
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's like terrifying. It's terrifying. Is like, it's just a guy. He just goes up to you and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna kill that guy. And then he follows you, kills all your friends.
Yeah. Seriously. Leaves you last.
Traumatizes you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty terrifying.
Really quick, Thomas. Can I get like a fit check on Michael Myers? Like, what were your thoughts? You're the fashionable one
like his
out of all of us.
outfit?
Yeah.
The jumpsuit is actually pretty.
It's
hot, pretty
right?
good, right?
hot.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
The mask is a little bit iffy, but but you know, you can rock it. Yeah, he definitely does.
He does.
I love that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. One of the main things that I love about this movie is just how I think he's horrifying. I think it's insane because two of my favorite things about this movie is the first thing is they never dive into his motivations, and that's the scariest thing. And I think we've all kind of touched on that idea of like it just seems like he does it to do it. And I was talking to John about it yesterday, how it's like he sees this group of girls and they're all babysitters. And it almost, in my mind, I was trying to rectify that he killed his sister for being like a horny teenager and just like ignoring him, almost being, what's the word? I don't want to say neglectful, but like just...
Oh, at the very beginning?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he sees that in Jamie Lee Curtis's character and her group of friends. Yeah. And he just has to kill them.
Maybe that's why she survived, because she's not neglectful.
Yeah. Maybe.
No way.
Yeah, exactly. It's such an interesting thing, and I think we can talk about that too. Mm-hmm. Oh shoot, I should. Oh, here we go.
All right.
You know, I thought this was gonna be easier.
No, it's harder.
Because it's less. Nope.
So much harder, right?
Like, we generally do 2-liter bottles, and this is only a 1.5. And I feel like we're not even touching this thing yet.
Yeah. We're almost there.
All right, buddy. Go ahead and just take it away. Just knock this one out of the park.
This is a free swig by Aron.
Yeah, jeez.
He's just chugging it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm proud of you, buddy.
Damn.
I don't even like it that much.
You're just doing it to do it. But, yeah. I love that idea that they obviously in the sequels they start talking about like, oh, here's the reason as to why he's the way he. No, the reason that I think the movie functions so well on its own is because they don't give you they don't give you any satisfaction in knowing why he kills.
Yeah.
He just does. And the movie makes that incredibly clear. Like, oh my gosh, my favorite scene in the whole movie is when he stabs what's his name in the kitchen, and just pins him to the wall.
Yeah, Joe or something.
Yeah. Bob, and he's just looking at him, like he's.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite shot.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
It's just such a iconic shot because he tilts his head like, I'm really enjoying seeing this man stabbed against this wall, and that's so scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then on top of that, throughout the movie, that whole like he can be anywhere thing, the camera is just, it's all over that.
Yeah.
Like that scene outside of the hardware store. Is that the hardware store? Where he's in his car, just sitting in the background, and then he drives by.
That's the shot I want to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite shot.
Let's talk about it.
It's this thing with Loomis, right? It's a thing with Loomis.
Yeah.
So like, basically Loomis comes to the town, and then like, it's just like that stuff of like, that's like, I remember it was like a shot of Loomis, and he doesn't like, he's just waiting for the police chief to get out of the hardware store, and then you just see the car, the Michael Myers car, just like drive across the screen. I'm like, oh, that's beautiful.
It's so
wonderful.
good. It's so
sip,
good.
sip, drink.
I love how he like. I mean, like it's definitely a good announcement. But
oh my god.
Yeah, isn't that freaking great?
It's a great shot.
And like, why don't horror movies do that? I mean, like the last movie that I saw very, very well execute something like that is The Strangers. I don't know if you guys know that movie. It's a home invasion movie that kind of follows the same kind of idea. It's these people come in to kill, and they just do it because they can.
I have a hypothesis.
Let's hear it.
I think why don't more movies do stuff like that? I just don't think they're good movies.
I agree. I think you're very right.
I think horror movies are like they're sort of pop music, in terms of like the really good ones. There are really good ones out there for sure, but then they're also like really like knockoff, like formulaic ones done by like that are made very, very cheaply, that aren't really inspired.
Yeah, that people just don't seem to care. Oftentimes, I think the horror genre as a whole is just as neglected.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like they get the idea of horror wrong, and then they get the entire idea of what movies are wrong. They're like, the movies are wrong. Yeah.
For sure. Were you gonna say something, Aaron?
I was gonna say, like that scene, like the first 45 minutes of the movie, and it's only an hour and a half long. It's just all build up. It's just him following them around, and you just watching them live their lives, and then he's just in the background. I thought that was really cool because it wasn't like you get the first kill at the very beginning, and it's really just to set up the future horror. Because I mean that scene's like scary, but it's not the same. Like it's there to set the plot up for the most part.
Right.
So I liked that they spent a lot of time just watching him drive around and everything. And then even then, it was getting to a point where it was like, okay, I get it. They're doing their things and he's just everywhere. But then like right after I thought that, it stops and it starts moving again. I was like, wow, okay.
It's almost like the movie and the filmmakers knew.
Yeah, no, it's
that
wild.
Like it's time.
It's like they have
for
brains.
him to act.
It's almost as if it's a good movie.
Definitely.
Did you take a sip, by the way?
You didn't take your drink.
Oh,
I took that big sip earlier.
Yeah, you're right, but that was a free
one. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. The podcast thanks you.
And we thank you.
We thank you.
Kind of. We kind of thank
Yeah.
you. That's okay. All right, we're going to take the mic away from you now. Okay, cool. So, another thing that I'm really, really, like, I really love about this movie is its soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think? What did you like it? Did you
I
not?
want to hear Thomas's thoughts on it.
All right, Thomas Miller. He's going to
Yoo-hoo.
get a little bit of that yoo-hoo.
You just want to drink some.
Yeah, he just wants to drink some yoo-hoo.
I'm like, we gotta like,
Even it out. Yeah. Tommy is about a fourth into his yoo-hoo. We're about halfway into the...
Well, you have Aaron
Jarritos.
just drinking like gallons of that. of that Jarritos. And I'm just the one person over here
sipping his yoo-hoo.
You can get a celebrity sip if you want. By the way.
Oh, I'm not doing that either.
Here, I'll take a celebrity sip.
John
Just talk about the soundtrack, Thomas.
Yeah, that's
this is super sugary. Oh shit!
When was the last time you had a yoo-hoo?
Like when I was 5.
That's a very good chug. Thanks, John.
Of course, yeah.
Wow, that.
It sort of evens things out.
He
right?
literally just did it in like one gulp.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Bro, I drink so many liquids each day. Like I'm a big guy. Like I need a certain amount of liquids to like survive. Like my pee is consistently clear.
Good to know.
So the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack. It's definitely good. That theme. I'm not sure if it has a name. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that theme is just like at the beginning it just goes on for so long, and you're just like, and you're just like,
It's the best.
it's just like, I don't know, like it's like it goes on for a long time. I'm not complaining really. It's like a lot of build up. It's like keeps building up, and you just see that the jack-o'-lantern getting closer to the screen very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like it really just builds like suspense. Like even before the movie even starts, you're just like, what's gonna happen right away. And then it just goes right into it. He just kills someone right away, you know.
Oh yeah, first shot.
So I think it's pretty good. It really, and then like it comes back towards the end again. And it's just like, you know, and then it's just you know something's gonna happen. You know, some people are gonna die.
Yeah.
And so it serves its purpose very well.
Yeah, for sure. And for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, I'm actually gonna pull it up so you can hear just a couple seconds of what it sounds like, right here.
Oh.
It's pretty.
Oh.
It's pretty.
I was gonna freestyle.
It was pretty bumping.
I was gonna freestyle. I had a whole entire thing.
I honestly I believe you. I just don't know if we would get copywritten for it.
Hey, what did I say? You could, I think as long as you talk over music of any kind, like in the podcast, like they aren't like strict enough to like catch you and copyright you. So
should we risk it?
No, I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay, John. Tell me what you think about the score, though. What do you think?
Fantastic. I definitely agree. Of like, at first it seemed like a little corny for sure because like you sort of heard this sort of thing like before, like parodied, and I think that's a lot of what you can say about like Halloween. It's like because it was like the first movie in like this kind of like specific horror like trope genre that like you can sort of say like, oh yeah, I've seen this happen before, but like that was just sort of me like getting used to it. It was almost like, yeah, me getting used to it for like, and getting over that fact, so I can just like enjoy it for like, whoa, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like. It's really interesting. I really like movies where it's like they take the time to do like a really big like overture kind of thing. You know, like how like plays would have like or musicals would have like
the overture. Yeah.
And then I read somewhere it's like that's how like that's a really good way of like transporting the audience from real life to the world of the movie. And I thought like and it's such a good theme too, so I was like really happy with that. So I was like, you know, and it was not scary at all. Yeah, I'll be honest, not scary at all, but I was like, ooh, this is like, you know, it feels good, you know. It's like that kind of like pulpy kind of thing that you want.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, yeah, give me that fucking soda.
People hear that theme
soda.
and then they just automatically know, they cheer. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where people are like, oh yeah, this is it.
This is it.
This is
Halloween, yeah. Like what Tommy said, like shit's about to go down when you hear that theme again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, yeah, exactly. All right, Aaron, thoughts?
All right, I'm gonna be honest. Wasn't a big fan of the one song. It's the only song I remember from it.
That's like saying you don't like the Imperial March.
Drink that soda.
Drink that damn soda.
I'll drink it in a second. Like I did like how it was a consistent sort of like motif. Like Michael walks in, the theme starts playing, someone's gonna die. Like, I like that. But, like, I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of the song itself. It's not a song I would listen to on my own.
I mean, okay.
Car ride or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, what do you guys want to bump right
chick.
Yeah, what do you want to bump right now? Yeah. Oh, man, I got a bop for you. Oh, yeah, exactly. Overlay this with some goddamn Jay-Z or something. Yeah. I don't know.
And it wasn't scary, like John said.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's understandable since this was so early in horror movie history, I guess. Like, sort of.
Yeah, I would call it like maybe a golden age a partial of it. So, like,
start of the golden age.
Yeah. So, like, as far as the timeline of like those big horror movies go, I think it goes Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I think those are it. And then Texas Chainsaw went way before. Texas Chainsaw was in like the 60s. So I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. And then Scream in the 90s.
Both you guys have to drink soda.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
At the same time. Get the
while this is happening, I want to just sort of take a brief detour for our listeners.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do we did a little fit check. Let's do a little breakfast check on all of us. Can we all say like what we ate for breakfast and like, how we're feeling? Because I'm looking at breakfast right now and
You're
I'm
right.
like, that's ridiculous with like the drink we're drinking.
It is. It's too much. I'm not touching this.
So I went to get the Yoo-Hoo at 7-Eleven and then I went to McDonald's really quick and I got a $1 sausage, like, not biscuit, but it was like the muffin.
Oh, okay, a McMuffin.
Yeah,
with
sans egg.
Yeah.
Sans egg. I thought you were just gonna get just
sausage
the sausage.
McMuffin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was the McGriddle because that one I haven't had in like a long time. But I was like, oh, it's just this like English muffin, I guess.
Okay. Well, I had some avocado toast. That I got some bread from Costco yesterday. It's a pretty good bread. I forget what it's called, but it's pretty good bread. Got some avocados, and then I toasted that bread. Put the avocados on there.
All right.
I think we get
it 100%.
Sprinkle some Himalayan pink salt on there.
That's just salt. All right.
I had a nice bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and chia seeds with some almond milk.
I thought you legit. Wait, like, do you mix them together? Or did you do like a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios and a bowl of Cinnamon Toast?
I put them in the same bowl. It's it's like a rice bowl, where the rice is the Cheerios,
milk.
And then the
rice is milk.
And the rice is the Cheerios. The protein, the beef or whatever, is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then the teriyaki sauce is the milk.
It's literally all just a carb. All right, whatever. I like your weird analogy. I'll take it.
Jared, what are you eating right now?
I'm not. So that's the thing. I'm not eating it anymore because the combination, like John said, is the worst. There's just so much sugar. But I brought a donut from home.
Maple glaze, bitch.
Yeah, a maple bar. I brought it from home, and I was like, I'll eat it on the drive here, and I had to pick up the soda. So I pick it up, and now we're halfway through this podcast. I just can't do it.
It's so much, dude.
It hurts.
Yeah.
If anybody wants it, please be my guest. You could take some bites out of it.
I need like a cup of coffee with that.
You're right. Or something, anything else.
Water.
Literally anything else. But we're drinking this freaking soda, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were our breakfasts.
By the way, we filmed the Soda Society at like 10 to 11 like a.m. like
every Sunday.
Yeah, we're drinking like soda before noon. That's messed up.
It is messed up. Honestly, I tell people about this podcast and they go, "You're a madman," and I'm like, I drink soda only in this
once a
week for this like 2-hour
yeah.
time slot that we used to record, and I don't touch it ever anywhere else because it's just so much.
That's why I think Aaron's really good at like drinking soda because like he's just like he drinks the most. I mean, he's good drinking this soda because he drinks the most soda.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who drinks soda.
At least one serving of soda every day.
One serving.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we're tackling 6 right now, so that's exciting. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna jump in, give my answer on the soundtrack, and then we're gonna. How about a fizziness?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the thing that I like about the Halloween soundtrack. If you couldn't tell, I like this movie. Like pretty much all of it. There's still some inconsistencies and stuff like that, but I think they can be overlooked because the whole thing is a work of art. But the soundtrack, I think, is really good because it matches the kind of tone and mood that the whole film is trying to portray, which is just constricting and tight, and it just keeps on closing in on you until you're trapped in that closet like Jamie Lee Curtis is, with literally no way out.
She is so good, by the way.
She's amazing. She kills it.
First
no
movie
pun
role,
intended.
right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
she's so good.
Yeah.
And it's a damn shame that she's only in 2, and then like
The new one.
the new one that's now coming out. But like it blows my mind because you listen to the soundtrack and it does something that I've only heard one other time. It's in the soundtrack of Dunkirk, where it feels like a ticking clock. And it just feels like this time is either going really, really fast or just like every second counts. And in a horror movie, I feel like time and that kind of thing is just so important. And the movie is just kind of pushing in on its audience the whole time. And every time that theme plays, it's like you're almost out of time. You have no idea when he's coming.
It's such
he's going to get you.
I love how simple the film is. Like, I think that's what's so great. It's like, you know, like there's a lot of like movies, like I you know, those like really like when it's just so clear cut of like this is what's putting pressure onto us. Like this is who we gotta like defeat in a way. You know, this is it's so clear cut, and I think that's like I was like, that's a good breath of fresh air because sometimes like you know you watch some movies and you're like, what's the point? You know, or like you know. Even for like major like I think that's what you want out of like a good like blockbuster release. You want to be like I know what I want here and it's gonna feel good when it happens. And you know like some people fuck that up too.
You're right.
You know,
true.
So
we're looking at you, Jurassic World.
2, maybe 1, probably 1 too. Yeah, you can't hide your inconsistencies and flaws behind Chris Pratt. You can't. You can't.
Just as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Just speaking of horror movies, Guardians of the Galaxy
2?
Mission Breakout Monsters After Dark.
Monsters After Dark,
really fantastic. Maybe we'll talk about that
in another week. Maybe
that's the next.
No, we'll talk about this after our general discussion about Halloween.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And I have another game like planned a little later.
You got it. So, we're gonna take another break from the questions that I have.
We need to take swigs.
Oh, jeez, you're right. Okay, here we go.
You don't have to take a swing.
Yes, he does. No. Let him.
Yeah. Oh, a general thing.
Yeah.
Nah.
What do you think about letting Aron explain the fizziness?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, buddy, take it away.
Okay. So the fizziness rating scale, you just say how fizzy you think a movie was based on how you interpret fizziness. So
what's the scale from?
The scale is from flat,
Okay.
no fizz,
Yeah.
to bursting out.
Yeah.
You don't even have to shake the bottle.
Wow.
It just will
And
explode
it's
on
just
you.
exploding. It's just ready to go.
Would you say like champagne's like one of the most like fizzy things ever because like
Honestly,
it
yeah,
has
I
like
guess
that like force behind it.
Yeah, that foam.
Yeah,
for sure.
sure.
That pop.
Should be like 0 to like champagne, I guess.
0 to like thinking
It's
like
still
0
to
to
100.
like 0 to 100, but like 100 is like the Mentos and the freaking Diet Coke.
Ooh, that's
It's just
peak
bl-
fizziness.
it's just blowing out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Thomas is our guest, so should he?
Yeah.
It's 0 to 100.
Yeah.
So first you rate the fizziness of your drink.
Oh, my drink?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do
sure.
the fizziness of the drink first, right? And then we do the movie after?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're almost done. Not bad.
Wow, yeah. Not bad.
this is not busy at all. This is just flat. It's flat. It's just watery chocolate milk that's really sugary.
Mm-hmm.
It's so you know it's just a 0. It's just
Wow.
it's this drink.
Do you not like it at all?
I wouldn't drink it again. No.
Sometimes you can get like emotional fizziness or something. That's why it like factors into it.
Well, there's no emotional fizziness with this one.
Wow.
There's not the emotional fizziness.
I would give it at least like a 20 based on
I would give it
emotional.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, like
0 is
he's
such a-
clearly not enjoying it.
Yeah, that's true. Fizziness of
Fizziness of Halloween. You know, it's okay. I think I'll give it just like a can of beer. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
like it's not super fizzy.
Yeah.
I'm not shotgunning this beer.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking it normally, not super fizzy. But
Yeah.
it definitely has the fizz there, so it's like maybe like an 80 out of 100.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
that's
Yeah,
pretty good.
it was higher than I thought he would go.
Yeah.
So. Nice.
I was thinking about like a technically a lower range actually,
Mm-hmm.
because like I think it's like I don't see fizziness as a form of like quality. I see it as like maybe excitement and like
Pop is that?
yeah. So I would like almost give it like a 50, like a straight 50. Like I'm like yeah, that's pretty good.
It's
like,
a good baseline.
But I definitely enjoy. I need to drink it too.
Yeah, you gotta give it a fizziness rating.
That's true, but I like what you said about beer. Like it's like a nice ale or something,
Mm-hmm.
a pumpkin ale. Ooh,
Pumpkin
oh boy.
ale.
Aaron doesn't like that because Aaron doesn't like to drink beer. Aaron just I don't know what to say about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, while he's drinking, I'll take over from there. Oh wait, no! Give us a rating on the Jarritos.
63. 63 for Jarritos.
You were so on it. You were so
yeah.
ready.
It's not super busy right now. It's just like God, no, I'm gonna go down lower. My emotions are getting worse by the minute. It's definitely a 38 for fizzy.
Jeez,
Wow,
you
you just
went, like,
totally.
halfway.
Yeah, you
You
have
couldn't
to.
have.
You have to. Wow. All right.
What can I say? I'm brutal.
You're
I'm
right.
brutal.
True. I think I'm gonna for both. I think, we're drinking Jarritos Red, kind of like, to kind of match the movie in a way.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of do. Like Jarritos isn't too fizzy, but it's definitely a lot of sugar
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. It's good, and it's really and like I enjoy it a lot. Are there better sodas out there? Of course. But I think it still is like worthy of praise. I think that's the same with Halloween. So I think I'm gonna give both of them my rating of a 75. I think they both have value and merit, especially in like the genre of what they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, there have been better ones. There have been way worse ones. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Without a doubt. Just go on Netflix.
Yeah.
Literally, just go into Netflix and type in like scary horror,
Just
and they're just all bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my fizziness for the soda is.
Take a sip.
Now he's starting to get to him.
No, I actually bumping my fizziness rating up. It was 75 before, now it's 80.
Wow. Wait for the soda?
Yeah.
What?
That one swig
Jesus
did it, I
Christ.
guess. I don't know.
Jarritos is not something I would seek out, but it's a quality soda, has unique taste, just unique enough for you to want it, to know that it's Jarritos Red.
Yeah.
It's not too melted Jolly Ranchery. It's not too not sweet. It's not too bitter. It's not too sweet. It is sweet.
yeah, sure.
Completely disagree with each one of those points.
And I've been able to just down this today. And,
He has been. He literally has
You're the
been.
MVP for this episode.
He is.
And like not even like feel gross about it. Like the Diet Coke, I was really.
Oh, the
shocked.
Diet Coke was the best.
Really?
I
Really?
can't-
Okay, I feel
I
gross.
cannot
I feel
handle
gross
Diet
with both
Coke.
of them though.
So
You
don't
can't
like
not
soda.
feel gross. It's just drinking. We're literally
I don't
just
feel
drinking
gross
2
at all.
liters.
Like this one.
You feel great right
The
now?
reason I'm bumping it up is because I keep drinking it, and each time it
Feel
doesn't
better.
hurt.
I gotta
me.
come back.
It doesn't.
It's the beginnings of an addiction.
it's
It makes me
Restorative
stronger.
It doesn't hurt me, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm giving it high marks. Obviously it's not my number one, but you know, we all.
Oh, we
that.
know, Aaron.
Yeah.
We all know.
As for the movie, I'm going to give it a 70 because much like Jared said, it's very good standard, very, very good quality, not fantastic, not terrible. It's very good for its time period and what it was trying to do. And we can look back at it, and you can still watch it today and have a good time. It's not like, this is so old, that's gross. It holds up.
Yeah, I definitely think it holds up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, Aaron, remember that you're the next one choosing the movie.
Oh, yeah. I have a few movies bumping around my head.
Should we do
right
that at the
now.
very end?
That's at the very
we'll
end.
do it at the very end.
Right before the sign off. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else about Halloween?
Yeah, I got one more question for you guys. Obviously, we only watched the first one.
Yeah.
Right? And the first one does a lot of things right. There are 9, maybe 10, if we count Rob Zombie's version, sequels to this movie, including the one that's coming out that retconned literally everything, 2 through 10. Or 2 through, I think there's 8. I think there might be 8 going on 9.
I know there's Halloween 20, where it's like 20 years after.
Yeah, H2O.
Yeah. I think Jamie Lee is in that too.
She is. They brought her back because 2 through whatever, up until bringing her back, they were like, oh, we messed up. Mm-hmm. We really, really messed up. And it brings up a really interesting question of like, especially in the horror genre, I find serialization to be one of the most problematic things about it, because the more sequels you do, the more you have to explain yourself, and the more you have to explain yourself, the more tired it gets, the more the audience doesn't get to think for themselves, and the more you have to hold their hand, because you're like, oh, it's now the 7th installment in this series. We have to once again explain for somebody who's just coming in, who's Michael Myers, why is he doing what he's doing. And if you go 7 movies in and a person watches it and the answer is still he just does, people aren't going to like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That person was going to go in there and they're going to be like, he's been killing, and they have no idea why. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So my question really comes down to like, what does serialization serve a purpose in the horror genre differently than it does in, say, other franchises? Or is there a way to do it right? What do you guys think about like the serialization? Because it's not just Michael Myers. It's been done with Friday the 13th with Jason, with Freddy Krueger versus Jason.
Can someone talk about the Jason X? Can you talk about the Jason X thing?
Tommy, take it away.
About the Jason X thing.
You read all
because I think that's a really good start to this conversation.
It is. It really is.
Of like why they needed to make Jason X.
I guess
You gotta take a drink. And this is I think my last question, Halloween specific.
Yeah, and then I got a Halloween themed game after this.
Can't wait.
Wow. Yeah. Before you talk about Jason X, give us a 1-sentence rundown of what Friday the 13th was.
The first movie?
The first movie. 1-sentence summary.
It's a slasher movie.
With?
Jason.
Yeah. Good job.
Tell us a story about Jason X.
So I forgot exactly how many Jason movies there are.
There are 10.
I'm assuming 10 based off Jason X.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, not a lot happened in these sequels to Jason. That he just kept going to the same place, and people just kept coming. I think there's one called Jason Goes to Hell, and I think he goes to hell in that one.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, you're right.
No, that's not.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are 12 Friday the 13th.
They gotta make a 13.
Is that including the 2 new? I know there's a reboot Friday the 13th, and then and there is Freddy versus Jason.
And there is Freddy. Let me check. Keep talking.
I think Jason X is the 10th one. I'm pretty sure.
Well, yeah.
It has to be.
It has to be. It has to be.
It is.
Yeah, okay. And so like, I mean, they kind of like, they're running out of ideas. They already send them to hell. You know, that's pretty scary, right? That's a pretty scary place to go.
I do want to let you know that number 8 is called Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds...
It's like the Muppets Take Manhattan.
I hate that.
And then it goes, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.
Yeah, the final
I'm
Friday.
so angry.
I'm not joking.
I'm fuming right now.
So
how dare you touch the Muppets? How dare you?
Jason Takes Manhattan.
So they
it's
already
literally
sent
called
him.
that.
They already sent him to the biggest city on earth, And
You're
then they sent him to the scariest place, not on Earth.
Not on Earth, hell. Yeah.
So then they ran out of ideas, and so apparently this guy Todd Farmer, I'm not entirely clear on his involvement with the franchise up until this point, but he worked for the studio, and he was a writer, and he was like, he proposed one idea, one single idea. Because after I remember Friday, I said after he goes to hell, and when he goes to hell at the end of the movie, they mention Freddy, and that was supposed to tease Freddy versus Jason.
Oh,
but then and Freddy versus Jason, like Freddy versus Jason came out 10 years later because it was in development hell.
It was.
And so Todd Farmer, while this is all happening, he was just like convinced it's not gonna happen. Freddy vs. Jason is a pipe dream. He's like, I got one idea.
One idea. Take it or leave it.
We're gonna send Jason into space.
Oh no.
And Jason in space. It's pretty good because he just gets frozen for 400 years.
Yeah.
It takes place in the future.
Yeah, he gets frozen for 400 years in 2010, and then wakes up in 2040, 2455 or something like that. He's in space. It's Earth 2 now. Somehow he ends up on Earth 2, still being frozen, which I was very unclear about, but he's on there. On Earth 2, they find him, they thaw him out, and he ends up in this like battle. He goes on a spaceship, the Grendel, with famous characters such as Kinsa, Sunaron, and
Braden,
Brodsky.
Right.
And
it's like Wall-E too.
It's like Wall-E because they went to Earth 2 because Earth 1 was uninhabitable because there's too much trash, which is the same plot as Wall-E.
Yeah.
Wall-E came out after, so like, just saying.
And I was on the Wikipedia page it mentions that actually this Jason is not Jason. It's a new character named Uber Jason, which I didn't really understand because he's just a frozen version of Jason who woke up. And becomes Uber Jason,
but he's so like buff.
He's just so buff. He got a suit on now.
Yeah.
He's got a space
and then I went to the Friday the 13th Wikipedia wiki, the dedicated wiki to Friday the 13th, and Uber Jason only appears in two places.
Hell
no. Uber Jason appears in Jason X, and there's a comic book. A comic book version of. Freddy vs. Jason, right? Mm-hmm. Then there's a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason called Freddy vs. Uber Jason.
So Uber Jason is just this weird...
Uber Jason is literally just a future Jason.
Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
not even
he's just the unfrozen version of
Mechagodzilla has
Jason.
an explanation as to where he comes from.
But somehow becomes Uber Jason.
Uber Jason just is.
Yeah, he is.
He just was...
He's literally the same person.
Omega.
He's literally the same person. He just got reborn after being unfrozen, I guess.
Wow.
It's a new lease on life because the only way to stop Jason apparently was just to freeze him for 400 years.
Yeah, I feel like Jason X is like the worst thing that can happen to serialization.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday the 13th definitely. I don't know about the Halloween sequels, but that sounds horrible.
Oh, the Friday the 13th. No, I'm sorry.
Halloween.
The Halloween sequels are just as bad. Like, they just start going... The second one is pretty fun because it takes place... The first scene of the second movie, the second Halloween, takes place with Loomis on the front lawn as they're sending Jamie Lee Curtis to the hospital. Yeah. It literally picks up right where the last one left off. 3 through 7, they do this thing where, like, Jason had a sister...
Michael Myers had a sister.
I'm sorry. It's messing me up. Michael Myers had a little sister, and he's, like, trying to kill her. And then it turns out like he dies, and then she ends up taking the mantle, and maybe she'll start becoming the new one. But then they're like, oh no, we got to bring Michael Myers back, so we're gonna bring him back, and we're gonna kill her, and then we're just gonna let him go into new places, and it just turns into this like 40-year-old war between Loomis and Michael, and just Loomis should have died a million times. Michael should have died a million times.
It was just like
ridiculous.
40 in the movie, though.
I know, and
so shouldn't he have just died?
He should have just died normally.
That's how the new one is. They're like, The only way we can really continue this like franchise is to like literally kill this guy. Make him die of old age.
But like seriously though, there's something about the serializations. Even like one of my favorite movies, Scream's sequels are just so bad because I feel like part of it is they take something to a lot of people that's something that's very sacred, something that's like really good and contained, and they just burst it open and are only like, oh yeah, people liked it, let's just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until you get that one dude who's like, yeah, let's put him in space. And that's the only change.
Oh god. I think that when you think about movies, you have to sort of think about like what movies are, and I think like movies, like it literally is like the function of movies is literally to take you to another place in time, right? And it uses up your own time. And I was thinking more about this of like people who like Avatar is a long ass movie, but people love Avatar so much because, and there's like Avatar depressive syndrome, right? Like you get out of Avatar and people felt like depressed because they love being in Pandora. And I think this is the case with like a lot of like of these kind of movies of like they just try to Hollywood execs take like an original movie that had like certain things. They're like, how can we formulate a version of that for less money, but to make more money, basically?
Yeah,
and then they
the
just
turnover is so easy because it takes give them $1 million, they'll make a sequel to a franchise that's a multi-million.
Don't get the same director, get a lesser director.
Yeah,
on it.
exactly.
You know, and I think that's the case. Like people just want to spend more time like in these universes, and I think horror movie fans, like especially, they're really like. They're really dedicated and they love like, you know, they love the genre, which is fantastic. Like, yeah, it's the same reason why like there's like a bunch of like Marvel movies of like you want to be in that universe to be in that time, to feel those like same emotions like over and over again, you know?
Right.
To the point where it's like sometimes like, you know, I think early on in the Marvel days, I think they got better at this. Like they were just sort of like trying to use the same kind of formula, but sort of adapt it a little bit that like say Iron Man like got down like really well. Yeah. To the point like you can see that Iron Man 2 is like it's so lesser because it's trying to capitalize on those same kind of things, but then they don't focus on like really making another like great movie that's like original and like doesn't have to like explain itself too much, because I think like it should just be like progression, I guess, like in like really like it should feel like it should be a sequel, and then that makes sense. Like New Hope, like the next step is like Empire. It's not like Empire was tacked on. Like I can see like George Lucas sort of had an idea of like where to go with like this like sort of larger story, and that's what I like, you know, instead of like what do we do now? We beat the Empire. Well, the Empire is coming back, and now they're all lizards, you know. It's the same kind of thing. I think like that's what's
in space.
It's always in space.
It's never
got one idea: send Star Wars to space.
No.
One idea.
No. I think the one idea that they should do for Star Wars in particular is ground it. Put them on one planet and one planet only. Yo. That's how you change the formula.
That's actually the plot of the new land at Disneyland.
Oh my God, Galaxy's Edge.
Jeez. That's a grounded version of Star Wars. Wow.
There you go. We're gonna look up Galaxy's Edge like on the internet, and it's gonna be Todd Farmer. It's gonna be his idea.
So Aaron, do you have any other thoughts about serialization?
Yeah, I just agree with everything you guys are saying.
Cool.
All right, yeah, thanks for coming.
I feel like I have more to say, but in the Halloween movies, does he have like supernatural powers?
See, that was something that I kind of did want to bring up, but I forgot about. What do you think?
I feel like he does. I feel like they give him like the power he can teleport or something. That's how he gets everywhere.
So, if you're asking me if it's canon that he has teleportation powers, it's not true. They definitely do make it in the future sequels. They make him seem like he's definitely not human, or if he is, something has happened to him in order to make him that way. Like in the much later ones, he's a part of like he was like literally a boy that this cult did a ritual on to put a demon into or something in order to allow him to have super strength and like invulnerability and that kind of thing. And he kills in order to sacrifice people for this cult. It's so much. And I think it ruins that question of what is he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, so you can shoot him and he'll just get back up, right?
Oh, so good, yeah.
Like, that's cool and it's creepy. Once you start explaining it, it's like, okay, well, now I'm not interested.
Because I know.
And it reminds me of Blue Velvet in the final, like, scene where the one, like, corrupt police officer is, like, just standing there, but he's dead. Yeah. If they were to explain that, it would be like, oh, well, it's not interesting anymore. But
it is interesting because your morbid curiosity is like, what is happening?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Blue Velvet.
That is of a podcast. That is an episode we did not actually film or record.
One day we'll re-record it word for word based only off of our memory, and we'll release it to the audience.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our Patreon to get that episode.
Yeah. It's a contribute $5 a month, and you'll get the exclusive episode, a re-recording of
Blue Velvet.
You'll also get an exclusive selfie from Thomas every day of that month.
Every day of that month.
Of like 1 month?
31 selfies.
No. Each time, like, every $5 they pledge, they get it. They get 30 pictures.
We're basically making it like a year. Like, oh man, that's so good.
And then at the end, we can, like, stitch them all together. And it shows Thomas growing older. Okay. But yeah. All right. The good times Halloween.
It is.
Did you still have a little bit?
Yeah, I think so.
We're almost there, guys.
Okay, so
we have maybe an eighth of the soda left, and we have
has
about 10 minutes of the podcast left.
Well,
that's what it feels like.
10 minutes for it to be like listenable. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll say 20 minutes for it to be. I say like an hour and a half is great for us, but
sounds good.
But okay, so let's drink up the soda by playing a little game that I like to call Halloween Candy Bag Draft.
Wait, what?
Okay.
So I'm copying a game they do off of the Doughboys because I copy everything off the Doughboys. So this is a game. It's really simple. It's just sort of going around, and every time you talk, you just take a thing. You take a swig. So the idea is we're gonna sort of just draft different Halloween candies, to be part of a roster of like what do you want in your Halloween candy bag.
Love it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like let's say we start with Jared. One da. Aaron, you get two choices, and then it goes like this.
Sweet.
And then like that.
Okay. How much do we end up with?
3 or 4. Let's
sure.
do 4. Let's do 4. It'll be simple. There are enough Halloween candies out there.
Oh yeah.
So do you want to start it off, Jared?
Yeah, I'll start it off. My first pick.
So take a swig and then
for
give it
sure.
First.
You got it. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Wow.
Hands down.
Wow.
Hands down, one of my faves. So good.
My first pick, is a Twix bar.
Oh shoot.
Left or right?
Both.
Wow.
I thought you just weren't going to respond to him.
Yeah.
That would have been great. There are easily palpable silences after Aaron has spoken several times.
Yeah. I'm going to draft a Kit Kat.
Ooh, Aaron,
dang.
you got 2 choices.
Oh,
now.
dang.
Okay, I'm gonna get M&M's.
Wow.
Does that mean he gets to drink twice because he picks twice? No.
Yes. So
yes.
M&M's.
And
peanut and M&M's.
No, that's what I wanted. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so angry.
No,
give it to
Thomas.
Thomas
Oh yeah.
Excuse me?
Sorry. It just was handing
Yes.
the soda to him. So
You gotta take a
No,
you gotta take a
I'm
drink.
not drinking that. I
Drink
would.
a yoo-hoo.
It would be palatable if I was also drinking that.
You literally have, though. You've done both.
Just the one sip.
I just got soda shiver.
All right.
All right, Thomas, give us your pick.
I didn't think this far ahead.
There's no repeats, buddy.
Yeah.
We've only picked chocolate, too.
That's true.
We've all done chocolate.
That's true.
There's way more out
It's
there.
good to have a variety in your candy bag.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. And then listeners can vote on best candy bag by mentioning us on Twitter at Soda Society Pod, and then just hashtag best candy bag, and then just write the name of who you want, who you think has the best candy bag.
Deal.
I'm gonna go for a wild card here, and this is like something I'd like to see in my candy bag. Just some Altoids mints.
Wow!
That's
Wow! Oh, that was so good. That was really great. Okay. All right, here we go. Remember, you get 2 choices.
I do.
Right. Ready for this one, boys?
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Good choice. That's a good choice. All right.
Oh shit!
Drink,
yeah,
boy.
drink.
All right. We're almost done. We're almost out of the woods. 1.5 liters of Jarritos Fruit Punch. Red. Almost gone. So my first one was Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I think my second choice will be Red Vines.
Wow.
And my third choice.
Red Vines, great.
Really
answer.
really good candy.
Fantastic.
And my second.
Twizzler.
No, ready for this? Airheads Extremes.
No, that was a horrible choice.
Dude, those Airhead strips. No, the like the rainbow strip ones.
Oh,
Those are the Airhead Extremes.
But
Those are so good. I love sour candy. All right,
poor choice, Jared.
that we'll see.
Okay, actually, no, I can't say shit because mine is also.
Do you think that's
pretty
worse than
controversial.
freaking Altoids mints?
I
All right.
I
So
like
obviously somebody has
Altoids. I like
bias.
Altoids.
I see.
Okay, I do have a bias. Here we go. This is also very controversial, actually. So I can't say.
I'm
shit.
about to call you out on it, regardless of what it is. It's gonna be like freaking chocolate milk, isn't it? Like a carton of chocolate milk.
It's a Whoppers.
It's not Whoppers. Whoppers are sort of gross.
They are.
They are though.
It's Almond Joy.
Oh, those are good though.
Those are
Those are
good.
good.
Yeah, I think public opinion has slowly shifted. On
Almond Joy. I like Almond Joys.
It's great.
They're good.
So that's my third, and then Aaron, you give your third and fourth, and then fourth all the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You're gonna finish this bad boy, probably.
My pick for the third one is a Toblerone.
Jesus.
No.
You,
Well, the mini ones. You had to say
no,
Come
the
on.
freaking whole bar.
Jesus
Are you
Christ.
kidding?
Giant Toblerone.
Yeah.
A big Toblerone.
fucking royalty over here.
I know, with the mints, the Toblerone. What was this first? Kit Kats?
Are you like? Are you going trick or yeah, Kit Kat? Are you going trick or treating in
Like
like
the
a
affluent rich?
Yeah.
Look,
They just
we're
give you.
not competing about where we're going trick or treating at. We're trying to get the best bag here.
Jesus Christ. All
I
right.
know, but obviously you got to play the game that you're going to like Beverly Hills in order to play that game.
Yeah.
I still got the best bag. I might have drove.
I completely disagree.
I might have drove 30 miles to get the best bag, but I got the best bag.
Jesus Christ.
all right.
Thanks, Matthew.
Third choice. Pretzel lemonade.
Whoa! No, you can't do
He
it.
just literally has to
He
die.
just
He
did it.
literally just has to think of that.
Aaron, your last
You're
one.
a
Also,
monster.
there's a chance to trade at the very end, like you trade your candies. All right. What's your last one?
Fourth choice.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Nerds.
Worst candy bag ever.
You should have done Skittles.
That was horrible.
I don't like Skittles.
That was the
I know.
worst.
Oh, I would
candy
totally put
bag
Skittles in the
ever.
Okay.
I would literally like open all of your M&Ms, dump it into a single container, and take a single individualized packet of Skittles and just put it in there and mix them up.
I'd fucking hate
Just
you.
for you.
Horrible.
I would kill you.
Whatever, man. It would be worth it.
Okay.
It'd be worth it.
It'd be so worth it. Just put them in a
Remember,
bowl.
we can't finish the podcast until Thomas finishes his each.
Jesus Christ.
He's gotta finish.
My fourth choice is Milky Way Midnight.
Ooh,
I don't.
I
think
like
I've
Milky
ever
Way
had-
Midnight. I
Oh,
fuck with
Milky Way
that.
Midnights.
Hardcore. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Caramel core popcorn.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. So I got two, like, what do I have? I have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I have the Airheads Extremes, and I have
Red Vines.
Red Vines. Okay, so I got like two kind of savory, like sour ones, and then I got a sweet one with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I'm gonna close it out and finish the Jarritos with Mr. Goodbar.
Disappointing.
Bad.
I've never had a Mr. Goodbar.
It's milk chocolate with peanuts. It's really good. Have you ever had them?
I've had it. I'm surprised no one took. I think there are big gaps. Like no one took Snickers. That's one of them.
Ooh.
Totally forgot about it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right. Does any? How about this? How about this? I'll auction off like different candy bars that weren't said. If you don't want them, then we'll go past them.
Wait. So
you offer one of your.
we had to. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a replacement.
Who's it go to? Does it go to the auctioneer?
It goes to
The kids.
the kids.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's out of play, basically.
It's out of play.
No, it's for the kids.
Well,
It's for the kids,
but
but the kids are out of play.
yeah.
All right. So, Snickers. Does anyone want Snickers?
No.
Okay, Snickers.
I mean, I'll take it. Do I have to give away
Yes.
something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm keeping my
Wow.
bag. I actually really like those candies, like a lot.
Candy corn.
Yes.
What do you want to trade?
My pretzel M&Ms.
Oh, jeez.
He was so adamant?
I was hoping
You-
you'd say candy corn.
Were you
Yeah.
kidding?
Because I forgot about it.
It's classic, right?
It's a classic.
It's classic.
You gotta have it on.
You gotta have it. All right, here we go. Sour Skittles.
Oh no! See, I would much rather have the Airheads,
Wow.
the strips.
Sour Skittles? No,
No,
no.
bag is not changing.
Of course it isn't.
What other great Halloween candies are there? You know what? That's all we have for the auction.
No,
Okay.
no. We got one more. This was a big crowd favorite. Tootsie Rolls. Who wants the Tootsie Rolls? Who's gonna get the Tootsie Rolls?
You
guys?
get the small ones and the big ones.
the big ones. The really big one that nobody asked for.
Tootsie Rolls aren't bad. They are an acquired
Put it in
taste.
your bag.
They're an acquired taste.
Put it in your bag.
I like my bag a lot.
Put it in your bag.
Get rid of the candy corn.
No.
Put it in your bag.
Wow. Okay, so
I don't want to hear a weak ass defense like that unless you put it in your goddamn bag.
I want everyone to just sort of say what's in your bag, and then you can just remember we're at Soda Society Pod, hashtag best candy bag, and then the name of who you think has the best candy bag. Jared, what's in your candy bag again?
I got Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Red Vines, Airheads Extremes, and Mr. Good Bars.
Hashtag best candy bag. For me, I have Twix. Then I have Gummy Bears. Then I have, what was my third choice?
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy. And then I have caramel corn. Tommy?
Okay, I got Kit Kat. I got Altoids Mints. I got Toblerone, and I got Milky Way Midnight.
Okay. I would go for that one too. The hashtag best candy.
I think
I can't
Tommy's
be
bag
biased.
is just complete garbage.
I do too.
I
think
yeah.
it's
Let's hear your
it's
bag
total
right now.
My bag. Regular M&Ms.
Uh-huh.
Peanut M&Ms. Candy corn.
Oh.
And Nerds.
This is the worst.
Yeah, that's
The
so
best
gross.
I can't believe you tripled up on M&M's at one point.
You make this like a trail mix of all, like all those different. Because they're all like things you can.
You
grab.
totally can make
I
a
went
trail
for
mix.
Nerds and a
Yeah,
Trail
Nerds, and we're putting Skittles in there too. We're just giving
Mix.
good Skittles.
If you put M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and candy corn in a trail mix with a lot of peanuts and cashews, that'd be good.
I'm also gonna give Aron Nerds Rope
Okay.
as a conciliatory.
Oh, Nerds Rope.
Nerds
Those
Rope
are
is
fun.
Those
good.
are fun. That's like that makes Aron a little competitive in this. Remember, it's hashtag best candy bag. Thomas, you still have some Yoo-hoo.
I can't finish that.
Well, we gotta
You have to-
give it
you
to
have
the
to-
dog.
We
What?
have to finish it. Like, this is a rule. Someone has to finish that Yoo-hoo.
I'm not
I
doing
took
it.
my sip.
I'm not.
Heck no.
There's no way.
That means we gotta do it randomly then.
No.
No, that's him. I'm not touching that.
Thomas is our guest. We brought him onto this podcast.
You're right, and he chose to do the mystery drink.
That's true.
That was all his
Thomas,
choice.
it's just like it's just like alcohol. You just have to like
But
get
this
you
is-
all down.
But this is just Yoo-hoo. It's just like sugar in my stomach already.
But
hurts.
it's the soda society, man.
can't. We can't force him to drink this if he doesn't want to.
That means we have to share it then.
I'm not gonna touch this.
Then I don't want you to talk.
No, it's either he drinks it or we do, Aron. Take a sip. I'll take a sip too if you do it.
I'm not.
You have to do it, Jared. It's part of the pod.
Nah.
It's part of the pod.
He's doing it.
Jesus
He's
Christ,
doing it. He's doing it. Oh, boy.
Thank you.
This is because you're a bitch, Jared Lindsay.
You're right. Boy, you could have done that anyway. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Ooh, that was like a little. That was like chocolate milk flavored. It's not a real chocolate milk.
It's
It's
like a
chocolate milk
LaCroix for
flavored.
chocolate milk.
I don't like that.
Oh,
That's such an
my
awful comparison. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Well,
Well, you love you, Thomas Miller. Come back to the pod.
yep. Well, we did it.
Anytime. So this brings us to the very end of our episode, which means we will hear next week's movie and soda from Aron Miller.
All right, buddy. Give it to
Alright.
us.
Next week, what's the date today?
What?
Next week will be right before Halloween.
Yep,
Yeah.
28th.
So we gotta keep it the Halloween theme.
Okay.
We're not going horror this time.
Uh,
We're going wacky fun,
It's okay.
musical,
Okay.
classic,
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
With
Can
this-
the kids be your girlfriend?
No,
That would be
she's-
so funny.
I told her
Uh-huh.
it was between this and Coraline,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, "If you pick Nightmare, I'm not watching it with you."
Wow.
That's why she should be on the guest on the
Yeah, no, I agree.
For like just so that we can like.
That's so funny.
It'll be a good.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Good pick. Good pick.
Good pick. Good pick. And the soda.
Soda
is.
the most Halloween soda of all.
Oh no.
No.
Cherry soda.
Just cherry.
Just
soda.
cherry
soda?
Wait,
Not
what?
cherry Coke. Just cherry
Wait,
soda.
what is cherry soda?
I'm so
This is
frightened.
black cherry soda.
All right,
Wait,
let's do
is
it.
there a brand?
LBC makes one. Jones makes one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, we'll do it. Bring a 2 liter in or something.
Yeah.
We'll go. All right. Let's give that sign off as always.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, thank you, Thomas, for joining us for the Soda Society podcast. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. Just type in my name. It's THMLR, and you'll find me.
Awesome. Thomas has also been part of the other podcast on our network,
Millsy.
the Millsy podcast.
Yeah.
Thomas has been there for a lot of it, so it's really special that he's the first guest on Soda Society.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was great, buddy.
You know, thank you for finishing that yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo!
I'm just having PTSD.
Yoo-hoo!
All right.
It's just, I'm not gonna buy that drink
Ever.
ever again.
Yeah,
Don't worry, this will be the only time in your life you'll ever have to consume Yoo-hoo.
that's true.
Ideally.
Ideally, it's the
that would be
apocalypse.
the ideal life, is to not have to drink yoo-hoo. Yeah, well, thank you for having me on. Showing me new experiences with the yoo-hoo.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yoo-hoo!
yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
All right. So, as part of the podcast tradition, we never have a set sign off.
No, it
So
always
we have
starts
to
with
do
soda,
it
soda,
different.
soda, and then it turns into something different.
Yeah,
every
it
time.
could be anything.
It could be anything.
So what should the sign off be this time? Should we just
Soda,
like-
soda, soda.
No, do we have to say soda, 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 and then
You.
We don't have to.
yeah? Can we go like yoo-hoo,
Yoo-hoo,
yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo.
No,
This has been
anyway.
the Soda Society. I'm John,
Jared.
Aron?
Thomas.
and see you next time.